The song came on and suddenly you're here, more real than anything that's actually near. Music does what memories refuse. It brings back everything I tried to lose. Miss you in the music. Every time this plays, miss you in the music. In 100 different ways. Some songs belong to people and that's that. Miss you in the music and I can't take that back. I try to make new memories to these songs, replace the U-shaped feeling where it belongs. But you got there first and staked your claim, and now the music only calls your name. Every playlist has a ghost inside. Yours lives in this one, there's nowhere left to hide. The first few notes and suddenly I'm there. Your perfume floating softly through the air. Your head against my shoulder in the car, singing every lyric like we'd never fall apart. Now every melody cuts way too deep, turning quiet nights into no sleep. I hear you laugh between the chords somehow, like part of you still lives inside them now. Miss you in the music, in every slow refrain you sing, like sunshine after rain. And every chorus hits me like a scar, pulling me back to where you are. I stopped listening for a couple months, avoiding all the places we once loved. But silence only made it hurt much more, because your absence echoed louder than before. So now I let the record spin again, and sit alone inside what might have been, letting every line undo my chest, because remembering you still feels the best. There's one song that still ruins me at night, one we danced to under kitchen lights. You pulled me close and whispered in my ear that no matter what, you'd always stay near. Funny how forever disappeared so fast, leaving songs as evidence you passed. Tiny little time machines that start every buried feeling in my heart. Miss you in the music, in every bassline drop. Miss you in the music, and it never really stops. Some people leave but never truly go. They stay where melodies still float. I hear you most around 2 a.m. when loneliness turns loud again. Headphones on while the whole world sleeps, and suddenly your memory starts to breathe. I know every crack inside your voice, every favorite lyric, every choice. And when our old songs start to play again, I swear I almost hear you join in. Every playlist feels like old photographs, frozen little moments, trying to bring you back. The worst part is I still discover songs and instantly wish you could sing along, like somehow part of loving you remains in every lyric wrapped around my pain. And maybe that's what music really does, keeps people living after they are gone. Not dead, just distant somewhere out of reach, still alive in every melody. Miss you in the music, more than words can say. Miss you in the music, every single day. And even when I think I'm moving on, one song can prove me wrong. I drove around music makes me feel, how something invisible feels so real. One little chord and suddenly your touch returns enough to hurt this much. But still I keep pressing replay anyway, 'cause pain is all I have of you some days. And hearing you between the harmonies feels closer than reality. Miss you in the music, inside every sound. Miss you in the music, whenever you're not around. Some loves never fully disappear, they just become things we hear. And if someday this ache finally fades, if time softens all the memories we made, I think one song will still undo me fast and pull me right back into our past. Because some people leave fingerprints on hearts, and some leave them inside guitars, inside late night radio frequencies, inside unfinished melodies. Every playlist still ends with you somehow, and every song I loved belongs to you now. Miss you in the music, even after all this time. Miss you in the music, between every line. And no matter how far away you are, you still live inside my favorite parts. This song came on, and suddenly you're here, closer than the world that's standing near. Music does what memories can't refuse it. It keeps bringing me back to you. The song comes on, the song comes on, the song comes on, and I forget you're gone. I reach for you and dance to carry on. My hands remember what my mind forgets. We're dancing still without the silhouettes. The lights go low, the room turns blue, and every sound reminds me of you, like your shadow moving through the crowd. Silent, soft, but still so loud. Every beat brings you back to life. For a moment, everything feels right, and I lose myself inside the sound, but somehow you're still around. I dance with ghosts every time the song plays. I dance with ghosts in old ways. You may be gone, but the music knows your name. I dance with ghosts again and again. music fades away. Your laugh exists at a specific pitch that makes me twitch every single which way my ears are facing in a room. I could find you in the darkest tomb. The frequency of you is somewhere in my cells. The frequency of you is where my body dwells. I vibrate at your wavelength without trying to. The frequency of you, I'm tuned to you. Certain songs remind me of your tone. Certain silences remind me I'm alone. My whole nervous system coded for your sound. You are the frequency on which I'm found. Transmit to me, I'm always receiving. Your frequency is all I'm believing. Even in the static of the crowd, your voice cuts through the noise somehow. Like a lighthouse turning in the storm, pulling every part of me toward war. And every room becomes a searching game. My pulse reacting softly to your name, as if my body learned you by heart right from the start. The frequency of you lives under my skin. The frequency of you, that's the signal in. No matter where I wander, no matter what I do, the frequency of you keeps breaking through. I hear you in the hum of midnight trains, in rainy windows whispering your name. Vinyl crackle spinning through the dark, in every tiny electrical spark. And maybe love is simply learning sound, the one vibration where your soul feels found. A hidden rhythm underneath the air, telling me you're there. Sometimes I think my heart became a dial, turning slowly mile after mile, searching through the stations late at night, trying to lock onto your light. And when the world dissolves into white noise, you remain the clearest of all voices, the one signal I cannot undo, still leading me to you. The frequency of you moves beneath my bones. The frequency of you makes strangers feel like home. Every beat inside me answers back in tune. The frequency of you, like a distant moon. I remember sleeping on your chest, hearing rhythms put my mind to rest. Two heartbeats sinking in the dark, like separate songs becoming one spark. No words, no movement, nothing left to prove. Only quiet waves between me and you. And in that silence I finally knew I was tuned to you. Transmit to me, even through the haze, I'll keep singing. No cross the lonely days, no broken signal could erase the truth. The frequency of me still reaches for you. Maybe one day all the sounds will fade, city songs and promises we made, but somewhere deep beneath what disappears, your frequency will stay within my ears. A permanent vibration in my soul, the missing piece that somehow makes me whole. And every lonely echo drifting through still sounds like you. The frequency of you, soft and true. tune to you. The last song for you. I've been saving this song for when you leave, holding every note inside my sleeve. I knew this day would come, the day we met. A song I'm not yet ready to forget. Every melody we used to know still lives inside the afterglow, and every chord pulls me back through time to the way your hand once fit in mine. The room is dark except the sound of memories spinning all around. One last record, one last light, one last dance before goodbye. This is the last song for you. After this the music stops. This is the last song for you. The last of all the drops. I'll play it till the morning, till I know it's true. This is the last song, and it's all for you. Every song before was leading here to this crescendo, this goodbye, this last kiss. I don't do endings well, but I'll try now. Just give me this one song, I'll take the bow. The bassline shakes beneath my chest, trying to hold what's left, and every lyric starts to fade like the promises we made. Still I keep the volume high to drown the sound of goodbye, hoping if the music stays you won't completely fade away. This is the last song for you. After this the music stops. This is the last song for you. The last of all the drops. I'll play it till the morning, till I know it's true. This is the last song, and it's all for you. When the music fades and the night goes still, I hope you hear this song and know I always will. Even when the speakers die, even when we say goodbye, a part of me will stay inside. This final song tonight. This is the last song, and it's all for you. The last song for you. I was flatlined before you found me here, going through the motions year by year, existing without living, just a ghost, until you showed me what I'd wanted most. Heart lines, you drew them on my chest. Heart lines, you woke up, what was the rest? I didn't know that I was barely there. Heart lines, you reminded me to care. You put your hand above the silence where my heartbeat should have been but wasn't there. And something in your touch rewrote the code, and suddenly I felt the whole load. I spent so many nights inside my head, talking to the dark instead, building walls no one could enter through, until they all collapsed. silence felt unbearable somehow, but your voice can calm me now. And every scar I tried so hard to hide, you traced them gently one by one tonight. Like you could see the parts I couldn't say, and still believed I could be brave. You held me close when I was falling fast, like you could erase my past. And every broken piece inside of me started becoming something free. Maybe love isn't always loud. Maybe healing feels this quiet somehow. Hard lines, you stitched me back again. Hard lines flowing through every vein. I was drifting far beyond repair. Hard lines, then you found me there. Hard lines, every breath I take. Hard lines, every move you make. You revive the parts that disappeared. Now your heartbeat is the one I hear. There were days I almost disappeared, smiling while consumed by fear, walking through a life I couldn't feel, wondering if pain was all that's real. Then your fingers brushed against my hand, like somehow you could understand every silent word I couldn't say, every reason I had lost my way. And now the emptiness I used to know feels so distant and so cold, because you filled the spaces in my soul that nobody else could ever hold. Keep your hand there, please don't let me fade. You brought me back, now don't let me break. Tell me this won't disappear. Tell me you'll still be here. Hard line, beating under moonlight. Hard line, keeping me alive tonight. Every second closer next to you makes me feel like something true. Hard line, I was numb for so long. Hard line, now you're my song. You turn static into symphonies. Now your love is living inside me. And if one day the darkness calls again and all my shadows start to win, promise me you'll place your hand right here and remind me why I'm still here. Because your touch became my oxygen, the only place I breathe again. And every fragile part inside my chest still reaches for you when it rests. I never knew a soul could restart until your fingers touch my heart. Heart lines etched into my skin. Heart lines letting light back in. I was fading like a dying star, then you loved me exactly as I am. Hard lines pulling me from the deep. Hard lines waking what was asleep. And even if the whole world disappears, I'll still follow where your heartbeat steers. So keep your hand there, right over my scars. You healed the distance between who I was and if my pulse ever slows again. Just say my name and bring me back then. Hard line, you drew them on my chest. Hard line, you woke up what was at rest. I didn't know that I was barely there. Hard lines, you reminded me to care. Hard line, running through my veins. Hard lines, washing out the pain. You turned my silence into something bright. Now your love keeps me alive tonight. Hard line, hard line, every day. I knew exactly what I was getting into. Read every warning sign that pointed to the same conclusion every time before, and walked right through the same old open door. Favorite mistake, the one I make again. Favorite mistake, and I can't say when I'll learn my lesson, probably never will. Favorite mistake, I love you still. Some errors are so beautiful they earn the repetition, not because we don't learn, but because learning doesn't change the one. My favorite mistake will always haunt. Make it again one more glorious time. Favorite mistakes are the most sublime. You had disaster written in your eyes, the kind of love that's brilliant then dies, the kind that burns too fast, too bright, and leaves smoke hanging in the night. And still I move towards you anyway, like something in me needed flames, more than peace, more than control, more than the safety of my soul. Favorite mistake, dancing through my veins. Favorite mistake, returning like rain. I know exactly how the story ends, and still I do it all again. My friends all saw it way before I did, or maybe I just never hid the fact I wanted what would hurt, because pain at least proved love at worth. Stable love always felt too quiet somehow, too careful to figure it out. But you arrived like crashing weather systems, and suddenly I felt alive within them. You kissed me like a beautiful collapse, like every second had to last, like we were running out of time before we'd even started right. Favorite mistake, the sweetest kind of fall. Favorite mistake, still worth it all. Some people ruin you so beautifully, you almost think the tragedy. I think some hearts are built this way, drawn towards storms instead of safe. Not because we love the pain itself, but because intensity feels like health. You made every nerve inside me wake, every ordinary moment shake. Coffee tasted stronger, mornings burned, every song suddenly had words. And maybe that's why leaving hurt so much, because after a love like us, everything normal feels too dim, like silence after violence. I knew you couldn't really stay, knew eventually you'd fade, knew your chaos would outrun anything steady we'd become. But no, it never changed. Desire, logic lose against fire, and hearts don't care what minds conclude. They run toward what feels true. Favorite mistake, still echoing at night. Favorite mistake, wrong but feeling right. And every scar still carries little traces of your fingerprints in certain places. I remember every reckless drive, every conversation after 5, every time we swore we'd stop, then ended up back where we got lost. We were addiction dressed as romance, two lonely people taking chances, pretending chemistry could save the cracks we carried every day. And maybe it was doomed from the start, but doomed things still can shape a heart, still teach it how to fully burn before it's forced to learn that some loves aren't built to survive, they're built to make you feel alive for one impossible season bright, before disappearing into night. Make it again, even knowing the cause. Some mistakes become sacred once they're lost. Now when I hear your name somewhere, I still feel electricity there. Not enough to pull me back again, but enough to remember then how alive I felt beside your flame. beautifully reckless choice. Favorite mistake, still living in my voice. And maybe someday I'll finally let you go, but tonight your ghost still glows. People talk about regret like shame, like every wound should teach restraint. But honestly, if loving you was wrong, then wrongness wrote my favorite song. Because not every lesson has to heal. Some are valuable because they're real, because they cracked you open wide and showed you what lived inside. I knew exactly what I was getting into, every red flag, every clue. And still I chose your dangerous light over another lonely night. Favorite mistake, the one I'd still replay. Favorite mistake, if I had one more day. Because some hearts would rather break in two than never feel a love like you. In the daylight I perform the right responses, the appropriate reactions and the stances. But when the lights go off, the real me wakes, the one who feels deeply and who breaks. I smile on cue, I play the role, hide every crack inside my soul. Move through crowded rooms unseen, like a polished version of a dream. But underneath the quiet mask lives a heart too tired to act. And every night when shadows